Hey everybody, it's Beth from Yoga and Reiki Bliss, popping in briefly for a little practice designed to help us move toward variation on revolved triangle pose using the support of a chair. So let's get started. In addition to a chair, having a strap would be super duper helpful, and maybe even having a block or two. Let's hop on the mat. I'm going to start lying down. I would say have your strap or a scarf or a sock, something handy dandy nearby. We'll start with the knees bent so we can settle and find some breath. Just settle into the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Letting that start to center you in your body, center you in the moment. See if we can stay present for 3 more rounds of breath. From the beginning of the inhale to the end of the exhale, try to stay fully present. The next time you exhale, invite your right knee into your chest. And let's slip your strap around the sole of your foot. And when you inhale, we're going to upstretch the leg and point the ankle against that little resistance of the band. When you exhale, bend the knee and flex the ankle. Let's inhale, upstretch and point. And exhale, bend and flex. I'm going to do that one more time, upstretch and point. And then keep the leg up and flex. And point and flex. And then we'll keep it flexed. And here's a thought. For a moment, hold the strap in your left hand, but allow your left shoulder to rest. So it's not hiked up by your ear. You can even rest the back of your arm. And then slip your right thumb into the crease of your right hip and imagine you can move the thigh bone down toward the back of the hip socket. And then we'll try to keep that feeling like the thigh bone is moving down in toward the back of the hip socket. And let your left leg outstretch with your kneecap facing the sky. So your 2 legs are actively moving in 2 different directions, one up, one out. And then the next time you exhale, take that right leg up and over to the left. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. And again, reach firmly out through the right leg, firmly down through the left leg, and let your right hip stack on your left. Let your belly soften. With a breath in, let your right arm sweep up and back alongside your ear. Let your chest open. And let the back of the hand rest, or the thumb side of the hand rest. And reach long through your fingertips. We'll take 3 more rounds of breath. And then keep reaching out through that right leg and scoop it up to the sky. And then rebend your knee. And remove your strap and return your foot. And then let your left foot come up as well. So we're back to where we started, and enjoy your breath in. Enjoy your breath out. And then from here, we'll bring the left knee into your chest. Again, slip your strap around the sole of your left foot. When you inhale, we'll upstretch and we'll point through the ankle joint, the toes to the sky. When you exhale, we'll bend the knee. Inhale, outstretch and point. Exhale, We'll upstretch one more time, point, and then we'll flex the ankle. Point the ankle and flex the ankle. Good. Really scratch up through your heel and slip your strap into your right hand and walk your hand down. The strap's still taut, but so that the back of your arm can rest, the shoulder can be easeful. Then let's slide the thumb into the hip crease and imagine you can just create a little space there. Move your ribs a little bit away from your thumb, move your thumb into that crease as if you could draw the thigh bone down and sort of toward the back of the hip socket is the way I'm imagining it. You must think like as the thigh bone is coming down, it's moving toward the front of the yoga mat. That'll be another way I can imagine it. And then let's outstretch the right leg actively, like Tadasana, reach through the heel. Turn the leg so the kneecap faces the sky. And we'll take 3 more rounds of breath. Now go ahead and reach up through that heel and take that active left leg over to the right. Your right hand can still support with the strap. Let your hips stack, get your belly soften a little bit. And then as you reach through the 2 legs, let your left arm circle up and back alongside your ear, reaching through those fingertips. So everything is very dynamic here. Breathe your breath in, breathe your breath out. And then your next inhale, reach out to come all the way back up. And bend your knee. Bend your other knee. Let's bring everything into your chest. And give a little rocking. And then when you're ready to exhale, roll to one side. And come all the way up. In a moment, you can slip your strap off to the side and we'll meet seated for just a moment. And let's swing the feet around. So you're sitting on your left hip, your feet are off to the right. If you need a blanket under your left tush here to bring your pelvis a little more upright, you could. And then let's separate the legs just a bit so you have a little more room to play. And slip your right hand on your right hip and let your right hip lift up and over to the left. And then bring it back. And notice as you lift up and over to the left, where your ribs, your shoulders, your head go, they start to turn with you. Let's do that one more time. So you feel the pelvis and the spine moving together in a very harmonious way. Great. Let's swing it around to the other side. Again, you're going to take your left hand to your left hip. Let that left hip lift up and roll over toward the right. Let the ribs and the shoulders and the head go with you, and then come back in. And let it roll up and over. So you'll notice my left seam bone is off the ground. And then we come back. And we'll do that one more time. And we inhale back. So that's something that I like to bring into a revolved triangle pose, that the pelvis and the spine go together to create harmony, especially as someone who has been challenged, excuse me, with some tender sacroiliac joints where the sacrum and the pelvis meet. That has been one way that has really helped me find ease in that area. And so from here, we'll continue that thought later. Let's come up onto hands and knees. And take a breath in. Give a little push of the ground away as you settle your hands as wide as your collarbones. Spread some weight into your fingerprints. And let's go ahead and step your right foot forward. Now, if you need a little blanket under your knees, give that to yourself. If you need some blocks under your hands, give that to yourself. You could also use your chair. As you inhale, we're going to rock forward. I'd love you to keep this foot on the ground. And when you exhale, we're going to rock back. I'd love you to play around with lengthening this front leg. As you inhale, rock forward, your pelvis trying to come a little closer towards your front heel. As you exhale, we'll rock back. Let's do it again. We'll rock forward. And we'll rock back. And then I'd love you to stay right here. Actively draw your toes toward the sky, your knee facing the sky. And let's see if we can lift the right leg up and cross it over to the left. And then we'll walk the hands around to the left, to the right. Again, you could be up on blocks. Give a little stretch of your heart through your arms. Take a breath in and take a breath out. And then when you inhale next, let's walk it on back. Lift this right foot, bring it back to where you started, and rock your hips forward. Let's tuck the left toes under and lift the left knee. Now again, you can be up on your fingertips, you can be up on blocks, you can even be up on your chair seat. You're gonna breathe and reach the right arm forward and find a twist to your right. The organization of the left hand, I think, is super important so that we can find some length through the spine rather than rounding the upper back. Let's take one more breath. And then when you breathe in, lower your hand, lower your knees. Come back to table. Spread your fingers. When you inhale, let your tail lift toward the sky. So there's the pelvis tilting forward, and notice the spine moving into a similar kind of shape, a little back bend cow pose. As you exhale, tilt your pelvis back so that your spine starts to round into cat. Let's do that again. Inhale, tilt your pelvis forward. Little cow pose, and exhale, tilt back, cat pose. Find your way to the space between. And when you exhale, step your left foot forward. When you inhale, let's rock forward. Again, I'd love you to keep this front heel down, knee and toes, same direction. When you exhale, draw your hips back. Let your front leg lengthen. You can walk a little forward. Inhale, rock forward. And you feel a little sense of opening in the front of your right hip. Exhale, rock back. Breathe in, rock it forward. And breathe out, rock it back. Now we're going to stay in the back, right here. So you can lift this left leg up and cross it over to the right, and then walk yourself around. Again, you might be up on your blocks or your fingertips. And breathe. And let's just play around with the thought, possibility of pressing a little more through the big toe side, drawing back a little more through the pinky toe side. One more breath. And then when you inhale, walk your hands back around to train your front foot, and then lift that leg up and set it back to where you started, and then rock yourself forward. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Again, I like to rise up into my fingerprints, but a chair or a block would be great. And breathe the spine forward, the arm forward, and turn your belly and your chest to your left. And if you really want to explore, you can notice that when you're twisting here, it's likely that your pelvis is twisting with you. So if you put your hand on your sacrum, you'll notice there might be a little feeling of the left hip a little higher than the right. Totally fine. When you inhale, take both hands to the earth. Almost step forward to fold. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Again, your hands can be on your chair, on your blocks, or the earth. See where you can find a place of ease where the head can soften. When you inhale, slip your hands onto your thighs, stretch your heart forward, almost like a little baby cow pose. Exhale your breath. Then inhale, bring your pelvis all the way up. We'll find mountain pose. With a breath and let your arms sweep out and rise up. When you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Hinge your hips forward. And as you do, let your booty sit back a little bit behind you. So you can keep your legs pretty vertical. When you can't hinge any further, release your hands to your chair or your blocks or your earth. Enjoy a breath in and out. Now, the next time you inhale, send your right leg back into a lunge. And here's where I'd love you to have your chair. So scooch forward so your foot is almost in line with the legs of your chair. When you inhale, straighten your front leg. When you exhale, bend your front leg. Inhale, straighten. Exhale and bend. One more time. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Now this time, go ahead, inhale, straighten. And let's do one or two things here. On the back leg, rise up on your back toes and roll your legs so that your kneecap faces forward, your toes face forward, even your right hip faces a little more forward. And then press the heel straight back and down. Doesn't mean it's going to touch, but that's the energy, reaching back and down. You can ground the big toe round of that back foot and stretch out through the outer heel a little bit. Then on the front foot, you might turn the leg out a skosh, press into the big toe round, and draw gently your left hip back. And see if you can find that same hinging that you found in Uttanasana a moment ago. Take a breath in. Enjoy a breath out. One more breath. And when you inhale, rebend your. Again, let's slip the hand onto the back of the pelvis. When you inhale, press down into your chair seat, lengthen and lift your spine. When you exhale, gently rotate around. Again, notice how that feeling of your left hip drawing back, your right hip rolling forward, your left waist drawing back, your right waist coming forward, shoulders, same thing. One more breath. And when you inhale, bring everything back to the center. Step forward to fold. Uttanasana, standing forward, fold. Round your heels as you inhale. Slip your hands onto your hips. Lengthen your spine. Exhale your breath. When you're ready to inhale, bring your pelvis all the way up. Find your way into mountain pose. Your 2 feet sharing the weight. With a breath in, let your arms reach out and rise up. Exhale your hands at your heart and hinge your pelvis forward. When you can't fold any further forward, release. With your next breath in, let's send your left. When you inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend your knee. Breathe in, straighten your leg. And exhale, bend your knee. One more time. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. And when you inhale, straighten that leg. Now let's rise up again on the back toes. Rotate your thighs so everything is pretty parallel. Your toe, your knees, your hip facing a little more forward. Then stay grounded in that big toe round. And as you reach the heel downward, press just maybe a little more through the outer heel. It's such a nice feeling in the calf. Then keep nice and anchored through the big toe round of your right foot and find that folding, that crease of your hips, as if you were trying to sit your sitting bones on the wall behind you. And then let your head soften, your upper back soften. Your hands could stay in the chair, they could come to the earth, they could come to blocks. Wherever you are, 2 more breaths. Enjoy the fullness of the breath in. Enjoy the gentle release of the breath out. Then when you inhale, rebend your front knee, but keep the strength of that back leg, reaching back, lifting gently at the thigh bone. Then slip your right hand to your right hip. Press down into your chair seat, lengthen and lift your heart. As you exhale, turn gently to the right. And again, notice all of you that's twisting. Breathe your breath in. When you exhale, notice the parts of you that are making the twist, the muscles that are engaged. The next time you inhale, come on back to the center. And when you exhale, step towards fold, Uttanasana. Now from here, widen your feet maybe as wide as you're mat. When you inhale, press down into your chair seat and straighten your arms, lift your chest. Have the feeling that your hips are over your ankles, that you're reaching through the center of your head in the opposite direction. And let your hips rock a little right and left. We'll do that little rocking. And then we'll come back to center and have a moment to refold. And Inhale, press down into your chair seat and lengthen your spine halfway up. Bring your feet a little more like hips width and gently refold. Sometimes nice to let the head rest on the chair. Kind of get it out of the clouds and down into your body. Now, the next time you inhale, let's go ahead and send the right leg back and maybe scooch the left foot again. Go forward, maybe closer to the chair seat, so you don't have to reach so far to the chair seat. With a breath in, let's straighten the left leg. Rise up tall on your back toes. Organize that leg a little more parallel. So here's the variation. In a traditional triangle, revolved triangle pose, the back leg is turned out like warrior one. But I like practicing it a little more parallel. I find it a little more easeful in my sacroiliac joint area. Now, your legs could stay this wide, or you could shorten the distance up. But I want you to have the sense that your two legs are a little more like on railroad tracks. They're not like they're on a balance beam. They're a little bit more like hips width apart. Press down and back. Big toe mound, outer heel on that back leg. Keep the big toe mound reaching downward on this front foot. And again, as you root down, imagine you could draw that left hip crease back. Now tilt your pelvis forward, like you were sitting on the wall behind you, and stretch your heart forward. And when you exhale, start to turn to the left. And notice all the parts of you that are twisted. Keep pushing down into your chair seat. And imagine just the slightest bit of a cow pose to your middle upper back, like 2%, so that we don't get this rounded upper back. To the best that we're able, we're going to lengthen the spine and wrap to the left. And just notice, are you starting to roll out to the pinky side of that left foot? Reorganize it, re-root down through the big toe mound. One more inhale. One more exhale. And when you inhale, come back to your chair, bend your front knee, step forward to fold, Uttanasana. And enjoy your breath. Great. Next time you inhale, let's send the left leg back. Reach the right foot again a little closer to the leg of the chair. When you inhale, straighten your front right leg. Rise up tall on the left toes. Organize that a little more parallel. Stay grounded in the big toe mound of your left foot. Press back and down through that heel, especially the outer heel. Good. Give a little press down into your chair seat. Stretch your heart forward, but tilt your pelvis forward. So almost again, that feeling of your sitting bones trying to move back, like that hinge. Okay. And let's slip your right thumb into your right hip crease. Without lifting the big toe mound, draw your right hip back. And start to rotate, rotate, rotate to your right. Gently breathe your breath. Gluing the big toe out of the right foot down. And gently wrap. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist. And again, notice the pelvis revolving, the rib cage, the shoulders, the head. The next time you inhale, come back to center your two hands on your chairs. Bend your front knee. Step forward. Forward fold. And rest your head. Enjoy your breath in. Enjoy your breath in. And can you stay fully present for 3 more rounds of breath? And when you inhale, gently push down into your chair seat. Slip your hands to your thighs. Breathe your way all the way up. So there you go. A fun little exploration into a variation on a revolved triangle pose with the support of a chair. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below with your questions, your thoughts. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page, please do so. And of course, you can find more about me and my teachings at thisisyourbliss.com. Be sure you take a moment before you move on with your day to maybe sit or lie down, come back to your breath, and then have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining here. I'll see you soon.